Hello everyone. As you can see, I have a Beko washing machine, as I sold the Hotpoint washing machine, as I do actually prefer the Beko models, due to I find that I have a more range of programs on the Beko than I did on the Hotpoint. And also I've had another previous Beko washing machine before, on which it does feature a proper brushless motor, which is their very own Pro Smart inverter, which is only about 75 decibels when it actually spins, which was quieter than the Hotpoint, even though that had a brushless motor. But anyways, I'll give you an in-depth review to the washing machine. Obviously you can tell it is in black. It does have a 8 kilo wash capacity. This one is actually faster than the Hotpoint I previously had, and a triple plus, which is more energy efficient, whereas I had a double plus. The door is very big, and as I can say, inside the 8 kilogram drum, it's still very spacious inside. I know I was a bit sad, and I did measure it. It's only about 2 centimeters shallower, which doesn't really matter, but I can still get a fair load in it. And what is good is this Aquawave drum, which is very good for your fabrics, and it takes care of your clothes as well. And you can just about see the holes in it. And also the pedals are much larger, so obviously it gathers more water and penetrate and gets the clothes more wetter. Right. The only downside I find with the Beko on this model is you manually have to turn it with the dial. Obviously it's on the on-off position, and you literally have to manually turn it on, like so. And obviously you have your indicators for your temperature, and your spin speed has a time display on it. And what I found with this Hotpoint I had, you didn't have these indicators which tell you which progression you are in, what phase you are in with the wash. So obviously, self-explanatory, change the temperature as the time goes with it, and obviously reducing the spin speed from 15 all the way down, and no spin. And what I find with the nose, when you have a no spin, it will literally stop as soon as the water's drained. Whereas what happens is with the Hotpoint, it will literally do, for example, if that was 2 hours 26 on a 90, it will literally do the 2 hours 26. Also you have your other options, such as your pre-wash, and you get a quicker wash. Also you get an extra rinse. And this is for the Cottons program, but you can only select either one of these. You cannot select pre-wash and a quicker wash, or pre-wash and an extra. Oh, you can do a pre-wash and an extra rinse. Sorry, I didn't know that. But you can't have a quicker wash with an extra rinse. You can have either or. And the time delay button obviously goes all the way up to 19 hours, whereas the Hotpoint did 24. Not that it bothers with me, because I usually set about 8 hours anyway with the time delay if I'm out for work. Yep. And here are all your programs. You got your Cottons Eco, which is very good. It does, when I turn it around, it does take 3 hours and 51 minutes. That is on a 60 degrees, but for 40 it's 2 hours 43, and that will actually run for the whole time. It will not, there is no sensor adjustments on this program. Although going back to Cottons, this does, like the Hotpoint, after 10 minutes it does reduce the time of the wash, depending on how full the drum is and how heavy it is. So yeah, you can only use the Cotton Eco on 60 or 40, but none of these are actually selectable, as it does, you can't do a pre-wash, you can't do a quicker wash, hence Cotton Eco, and it does 3 rinses on anyway. Anti-allergy obviously uses extra rinses. Daily Quick, and what I find with the Daily Quick washes, unlike the Hot Point, you can only do a 30 or 30, you could do 20, but you don't have the 20 display and you got cold, but you can do a whole 90, a boil wash in just under an hour and a half, and obviously at 60 degrees the time decreases. And the good thing is, as much as it's set on 800, you can actually have a spin on 1200, so you get more water extracted from your clothes. Again, you can actually have an extra rinse on this one. This takes a bit longer as usual. There's no pre-wash or quicker wash. Super short, self-explanatory, 14 minutes. But again, with this one, you can go up to 1200 RPM. It does do only 1 rinse, and you can put in an extra rinse, so 22 minutes. So even if you do have a few items, the super short still could be beneficial rather than the Daily Quick. But Hygiene 20 is a very good program. As you can tell, the length of the program is 3 hours. It's 3 hours and 18 minutes long, which is the actual duration of the wash. And the reason being is it's such a low, it does a low temperature, uses 0.42 kilowatts of energy, kilowatts an hour of energy, which is very good for a and you can use a full load. I've done a full load in this, even though it says you can only use 4 kilograms. I've done a full load and it's come out absolutely fine. Obviously you've got no indicators lit up here because because 20 degrees is a set temperature. You do have a gentle care program. Again, that's 20 degrees, no indicators. I've not used this one. With the spin, it's 12 minutes. The Hot Point I had was 16 minutes. Ineffectively, it really only does 11 minutes technically, because it goes from 12 and after a minute it goes down to 10, so technically it's really 11 minutes. But the shortest spin I've used, rather than use 16 minutes. Rinses are self-explanatory. Hand wash 20 degrees. Woolens, that takes an hour. You can only do a 600 spin. You've got dark care for like your dark clothes, like obviously if you wear a lot of dark clothes like I do. Not that I use the dark care option. Shirts is a very good one because I wear some shirts quite often. It's quite handy. You can wash at 60 degrees or 40 degrees, all the way down to cold. This is only a 600 spin. You cannot go any higher. You have a mixed fabrics on. I take it if you have synthetics and cottons, but I shovel mine in anyway, just on the cottons. And then the last one, synthetics, obviously self-explanatory. And then obviously turn off, and that's it really. I don't find any problems with this machine. I find the Beko machines are very well made now, compared to like when I first heard about Beko, and I thought they were very cheap and didn't last very long. And I find like the door, I'll open the door again, as you see, it's got a very thick door, very strong hinge. This is going to last a long time. That's 3 clicks. And another thing I find, it's easier to, when you go and open the door, if you pinch it with your thumb, which is easier for me, so you haven't got to bend right down to here. All you've got to do is just put your hand there don't have to bend as much. The drawer is actually comes out sufficiently, even though it's not right under my worktop. But yeah, and that's that really. And that's my review of the Beko Black Beko washing machine. Thanks for watching.